Welcome to Keto on the Couch, episode 143.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome.
Yes, hi. If you're new here, say hi down below.
Now here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and then every Monday we go live on Keto on the Couch.
At you.
Where we just... Now you confuse me. We go live on Keto on the Couch. We just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com. And that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week. So make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon. And that way, every single time Joe strategically has to go to the bathroom 2 seconds before we are starting a live stream, you'll be alerted to it.
Well, aren't you always the one that says always act like the mic is hot?
Yeah.
And
you've got stuff on your face.
Well, we just ate breakfast.
We just ate breakfast and you have the rest of your egg like right here in your mustache.
Okay. Virginia, thank you very much for becoming a channel member.
Yes. Happy birthday. I'm going to give you some grace today because birthday.
Really?
Yes.
I get a lot of grace, so
I
can do whatever I want.
No, let's not push it. I think you used all of your birthday grace for like making me seriously worried that we were going live. And I didn't, and it doesn't matter.
It's all automated.
It's all automated. So
yes,
now we know
all
that.
automated. So as soon as that screen ends, the mic goes hot, everything goes.
Awesome. Well, they heard me ahead of time when I'm streaming like, Joe, I guess I'm doing this by myself. So let's sing happy birthday to Joe.
No, we also have to sing happy birthday to the bear children.
But I want to do it separate so that they get their own jingle and you get your jingle.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you. And many more unless I kill you first. All right. And now to Ruth and Max.
Yep.
Like one set of twins in the bear family.
Yep.
So it's their birthday today too.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ruth and Max. Happy birthday to you and many more.
I actually got a happy birthday from our grandpuppy.
Happy birthday, Grandpa! Get it? How cute is Jenny? She's got her party hat on. Oh my gosh, that melted him. I was like, "What are you grinning at from ear to ear?" And he's like, "I got a text message from Jenny."
Cher, thank you very much for becoming a channel member. Okay, so we're home from camping. We're back to our vlogging. We started vlogging again. Actually, we started vlogging on Saturday.
Yeah, and we actually got our Elfster stuff.
Yep.
So I'm wearing my Elfster. I saw
my shirt
on one of the tags, it said Teresa. So I believe Teresa, thank you so much, my Elfster. I got this beautiful necklace and these earrings, and also I got a planner and a really cute shirt that I'll be wearing.
Very cool.
And you got super cute.
I have no idea who my Elfster was because there was no notification.
It says a cow, a pig, and a chicken walked into a barbecue. The end. That's the whole story. Can you believe that we are just 19 days away from Christmas?
I know.
Do you have all of your holiday shopping done? Because we certainly do not.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting close.
I got a lot of it done.
Yeah.
Of course, one of your items was delivered while we were gone in no box.
In no box. So as soon as, I was surprised because I came through the door and I was like, what is this? But I thought, that is wild that they didn't even put it in and out like a cardboard box of something.
Yeah. So I got Rachel an espresso machine because we love our coffee machine, but sometimes she wants espresso. So I figured let's get the Nespresso machine for her because it was like major discount on Black Friday.
Shelly has one too, if I'm not mistaken, and really likes it.
Let us know in the comments section what are some good Nespresso pods because I want to make sure there's no sugar. I was looking on their website, a couple of them have sugar, but I think that those were the old pods that the new ones don't.
Yeah.
But there were some flavored ones, and I wanted before I order them, because you can really only get them at Nespresso, and they have them at Bed Bath & Beyond,
say,
but they're
do they
never
have
on sale. You can't use coupons at Bed Bath & Beyond, but you can get them on sale sometimes on their website. So I'm curious. Let us know some of the really good ones. We want more of like either the flavored and the espresso things over just cups of coffee, because we have a coffee machine.
Right.
And we like the fresh ground coffee. Speaking of a cow, oh, by the way, isn't today the last day of Hanukkah as well?
It is. Well, and that's why I'm wearing my shirt. It says shine bright like a menorah. So happy Hanukkah to everybody celebrating Hanukkah. I know it came early this year than in past years, but so exciting and really celebrating Hanukkah.
So, oh, by the way, if you are new to our channel, Keto on the Couch goes live. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a regular Keto on the Couch. We kind of ignore the comments or the chat, unless there's a super chat or something coming up. We once in a while will glance up there, but if we're ignoring you, it's just because we wait till the end of Keto on the Couch after we go through all the comments, because Keto on the Couch is all about subscribers anyway. But speaking of a cow, we did pick up our entire cow.
Yes, we did.
We had a great experience. We're going to do a whole video on what it was like and what the experience was like and what we got. We ended up with about 400 and I think she said it's about 420 pounds of actual meat.
Right.
The hanging weight was like over 550 pounds.
Well,
and we've eaten a bunch of it. We had a prime rib roast last night. We had ground beef the other day.
In my mind, I thought that the cow would be like this 1,200 pounds behemoth. Right. That's what I thought.
But this is a grass-fed, grass-finished, pasture-raised cow who had one bad day.
And we actually got to see some other cows that she had on the farm. We couldn't video the farm because there are some laws here about that, but it was neat.
And she was very shy. We were going to interview her, but she's very, very shy.
She was really, really, really sweet. It was the damn ranch. So of course I totally National Lampooned that entire thing. It was like, we're going to go pick up the damn cow. We got to turn down the damn street. It was awful. It was
Becky's already texted me links for Nespresso stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but it was a really good experience. The meat that we've had, the prime rib last night, was amazing.
It was so stinking good.
It was really, really good. So, so far it's pretty good. And we do have an entire freezer of beef. So we won't be purchasing any beef unless, of course, Rachel comes across like a 70% off sale. At which point she's like, I can't turn that down. We got a cat because it was free. I'm like, we don't need a second cat, but it's free.
It was buy one, get one free at the Humane Society when we adopted Hope, and so that's why Charity's named Charity, because she was the free cat.
What's with the whatever, the llama over there?
Our challenge for this month, I want to sneeze and I can't sneeze, so that's really super annoying. Hold on. I've been in dust for the last weekend setting up Christmas stuff. Oh no, it's not going to sneeze. Awesome. Isn't that the best feeling in the whole world? But so our challenge for this month is ho, 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 just stay keto. And that is a difficult thing to do because there are so many things coming from different directions, right? There are a lot of snacks at work and at holiday parties and all of those things. So I know it's a challenge. Even at the checkout line, there's a lot of bizarre food impulse purchases. And then on top of that, you've got a layer of people giving you pressure during the holidays to go off of what you're eating and your eating plan, mostly because they would like to go off their eating plan. And so you add permission to that. So I thought I found the absolute best thing for staying on track during the holidays. And that is right here.
You ever turn it around the wrong way?
No, I don't. It'll turn itself around.
Oh.
Look at this attitude llama. So I thought what I need going into the holiday season is a no drama llama. So I want you guys to remember when you're feeling pressure from other people, like, no, we are not taking the drama. No drama llama. That will help us stay like keto on Christmas.
You want to get into keto on the couch?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we're going to start off with our Keto College Adjunct Professor of the Week. And this was a post that we found on our Facebook family group that we found very inspirational. At least I did, because I'm the one who pulls all the comments. And this week's is from, I got to make that so we can see it. Juliana.
Hi, Juliana.
Just a little meme. It says, one day you will tell your story about how you overcame what you went through, and it'll be somebody else's survival guide.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. And that's a good reminder for me. Like when you are around people who maybe are not celebrating your choices during this season. And they're like, come on, it's just one day. It's just 1 week. It's just 1 month, whatever. Remember, you can also be staying on track for somebody in the future that's going to be blessed by your testimony.
That's right.
So maybe you're feeling pressure and people aren't thanking you right now for staying on track, but they're going to be thankful that in the future, when they're trying to reference like, who could stick to it? I want to stick to it. I want to change my health situation. How can I do it? And they're going to look to you for diligence.
And one of the things is that's what Keto on the Couch is all about. That's why we ask you guys to share your stories, because your stories are going to inspire somebody. There are people out there that think that they're alone. And when you share your stories, you're going to be a testimony for somebody else and be like, oh, okay, I can do that. So speaking of subscriber leak, let's get into that. So again, if you're new to our channel, we do ask you to share your story because you're going to inspire somebody. And this week, the first subscriber of the week we have is Glenn.
Hey, Glenn. He says 2 years ago today.
Is this the right one?
I'm sorry.
No, this is not the right one.
All right.
It is from Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. They say, hi, everyone. My name's Bobby, and I'm a recovering sugar carb addict. My sugar carb addiction started at a young age. I grew up eating the standard American diet. The healthy food pyramid was taught in school and was posted everywhere I turned. School cafeteria, classrooms, and doctor's offices. I, along with the rest of the country, was brainwashed into thinking how important grains and breads were in our diet. I was never a skinny kid, but not overweight either. My junior year of high school, I gained 20 pounds in one summer from laying around reading and eating candy. I remember how uncomfortable I felt with my body, and that's when the yo-yoing with my weight started. Over the years, my weight loss journey consisted of fad diets and workout routines, but weren't consistent. My wake-up call started in the summer of 2014 when my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, an autoimmune disorder of the pancreas where the body attacks the beta cells, the insulin-producing cells. The following summer, my daughter was also diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, where the body attacks the thyroid. Both of these events started to open my eyes and began my research in our diets and what, as a family, we were consuming. In September 2017, I started hearing about the keto diet and had a friend that was having a successful weight loss with it. Even though I was cutting out sugar and carbs, I was still able to keto-fy my favorite sweets, which really wasn't helping one of my main underlying issues, that I was addicted to sugar and a stress eater. I was able to lose 42 pounds and maintain for a couple years. Right before COVID happened, I slowly started to regress into my old eating habits, telling myself that I had everything under control. During the next year and a half, I would gain back the 42 pounds and an additional 15 pounds. June 1st, 2021, I once again decided I was not only uncomfortable with my body, but my anxiety was now out of control and I was put on medicine. This go around, I'm aware of my previous eating habits and have acknowledged my sugar and carb addiction. I'm keeping things simple and the keto treats at a minimum. As of today, I'm down 28 pounds, which is over halfway to my goal of 150 pounds. Most importantly, my self-esteem and confidence is returning and my anxiety is better controlled. There's 6 months between these two pictures. The first one is from June of this year, and the other is today. During this time, I was able to still maintain this way of eating while on vacation at Disney, and during the Thanksgiving, all the while not feeling deprived. I'm hoping my story will inspire and motivate someone as y'all have done for me.
Ready?
Oh, Bobby! Wow, young lady, don't you look lovely? Wow, that is so encouraging.
Somebody move my camera. I'm going to adjust the focus. Will you talk?
That is so exciting. I am so tickled for you, Bobby. And yes, thank you for sharing it because it will be an inspiration to so many people moving forward. And I love that you were willing and vulnerable to share that this is the second go around. There are a lot of people, us included, who are on 2.0 keto. Like, we get it. Sometimes it takes a couple of go rounds to really connect it. So that is super exciting. Can you see me? Hi.
Manual focus cameras.
Michelle says she wants an espresso. I
Okay.
hope you get an espresso.
Let's go ahead and take a quick fade to black. Rhonda, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Said, happy birthday, Joe. Have a blessed day.
Thanks so
much.
There
was another one we missed.
Michelle.
It was a super sticker from
cute.
Michelle for
Thanks
$5.
so much,
Thank you so much. Let's take a quick fade.
And we're back. And I'm still holding my coffee. Apparently, I hold my coffee for a really long time.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at last week's comments from Keto on the Couch. The first one, we got to wait for that to go away so I can read it.
It's from Liz. I can see around.
Liz said, great perspective on dealing with friends. I've had to be willing to be different and just say no. Even went to an event where food was served, not normal. Sat with my friend and made good choices. When they brought out apple pie, I said, I'm sorry, I need to leave as I can't just sit here and watch. She understood and later said, don't worry, it wasn't great anyway.
Isn't that encouraging? So you know what? Sometimes you have to focus on that one friend. Mm-hmm. There is usually one person in your life who maybe they're not doing keto, but they are not undermining. They're encouraging of your decisions and whatever you're doing. You know, they're that person that if you've decided, hey, I'm going to get more fitness in this month, they're not like, oh, sit on the couch with us. They're encouraging. They're like, go get it. How many steps did you get today? How many miles did you bike? You know, they're encouraging.
Yep.
Aw,
Hey, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Said, happy birthday, Skippy Joe.
Aw, thanks, He.
Okay, let's see. Is there anything else where that goes away? There we go. Next one is from SJ Chapman.
Hey, SJ. They say, hi, friends. When going out with friends and family, just order your own keto food. Don't make a big deal over what you're eating. Recently, we went to dinner with the whole family at the spaghetti factory. I wasn't worried. I just thought I would get a salad. But when I got there, I remembered someone on YouTube had said they just requested whatever sauce they love over the steamed veggies the restaurant offers. That's a good idea. I ordered Masteira cheese and brown butter over broccoli, and it was delicious. My son had half of my portion, and he said it was better than the pasta he ordered. Just do you, and don't worry about making a big deal out of eating differently. My mom felt bad and offered me part of her meal, and I thanked her and said I was good with the food I was eating. I think we also have to remember sometimes people are offering to give us non-keto foods out of love and have to be reassured your change is a positive one for you. They will get used to your change faster if you are confident in your choices. That is a very good perspective.
It's a really good statement. And you know, and that's the thing is, I mean, I always say Italian, I think, is the hardest restaurant to go out to eat when it comes to keto. But you could go in there and you just have to be bold. And that's something we talked about last week and say, hey, can I have some chicken breasts and just cover it in Alfredo sauce? So is the Alfredo sauce probably made with a bad oil? Yes. But as when we talk to like Bronson, I'm going to take the bad oil over the carbs any day of the week. I'm going to recover a little bit faster from having a little bit of bad oil. And if 99.9% of the time you're eating non-inflammatory oils, eating butter and animal fats and things like that, you're going to be fine if you just once in a blue moon have a little bit of those inflammatory seed oils.
Well, and I like that you brought up that we have to be encouraging of the other people that are not keto. You know, you don't want to make it so that it's like, I'm keto. I can't like.
Don't Lion King it.
Well, like you're, and you don't want to be a jerk, right? I remember we went out to dinner one time with an acquaintance of mine, and we did not realize going into it that she was vegan. And we went out to the restaurant. We actually had her pick the restaurant.
That was so bad.
We went on a double date with her and her husband, and her husband was not vegan, but she was. And we ordered not knowing. I mean, she ordered a pasta dish, but we did not understand like her dietary requirements. But every single time we took a bite of our food, she was like, ew, ow, like, why'd you kill me? Like the whole time. And I thought, gosh, like, this dinner was all about just getting together as acquaintances and enjoying an evening together. And now it's become all about what we eat. So I don't want us to also make people feel bad about their choices. I've made a choice for myself and I'm confident in it, but I also don't like want to upset the other people at the table.
Yeah. Next one is from Dolores.
Hey, Dolores.
Dolores said, I love that Rachel said, how bad do you want it? I'm putting that on my fridge. I want it bad.
Thank you, Dolores, for saying that. Because sometimes I feel terrible if I get that like accountability momming out, you know, where it's like, you got to do the right thing. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to like be mean, but it is true. Right? The truth, no matter who tells it.
And the best thing to do is, again, figure out what your wants are, figure out what your why is, and just post it everywhere, all throughout your house. This way, every time you see it, it's going to remind you. As a matter of fact, again, we're reading a book right now by Joyce Meyer about getting your hopes up. And one of the things we just recently read was she was talking about going around and putting up inspirational posts throughout your house to keep your positive attitude, to keep yourself positive.
And it's your house.
It's easy to get negative.
Right.
But sometimes we need to remind ourselves of why we want to be positive.
Well, one of the things that I used to put on my refrigerator, and before we go on, I just want to notice, because our precious friend Rachel Bartley is here. She's so awesome. And I wanted to read her comment, which said, yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of my triple heart attack. Keto has strengthened me from it. So thankful to still be alive and here with the Keto family. Rachel, we are so thankful that you are alive. And that is a precious anniversary for us all to celebrate. So thankful for your life. But I was thinking back to what I used to put on the refrigerator was one of those like magnets that was like a cow or a pig that was basically like every time I opened up the refrigerator, it was insulting me. And I threw that booger in the trash because you know what? I don't need to motivate myself by being mean to myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something that I would do to my children. I wouldn't make fun of them until they started a new behavior or maintained, like in the direction of their goals. So I don't need to do that to myself either. I can post on my refrigerator something positive, like, Rachel, you can make good choices, or you're capable of difficult things. But yeah, I had to get rid of those magnets because that was supposed to be a motivator in the past, but it was a very negative one for me.
Debbie's got a comment up here. It says, October 1st, turned 65, keto chow every day in the keto diet, lost 50 pounds in 5 months.
Wow.
My friends say I look just 50.
Yeah, I believe it. It does something to our skin and our whole countenance, really.
Yep. Okay, next one is from Dawn. Dawn said, I love the statement as to know your why. Your why may change as time goes on and your weight loss progresses. My why when I started was to lose weight. I dropped 100 pounds. My why now is to be healthy. I have so much energy now. I lift weights and I have muscle tone. 4 years ago, I was in the Dominican Republic and I climbed a mountain to go down some waterfalls. I could barely make it. I can't wait to go back and accomplish this now. Embrace your why because it will push and motivate you.
I remember thinking during our camping trip that my why continues to evolve. It's definitely around the kids. And in the past, it was, especially when we were experiencing some stroke symptoms, I was thinking, I just want to live and be around for my kids. And now my why has really evolved to enjoying my everyday life and all of the moments with the kids, not just being here. 100 pounds ago, when we would take the kids to the park, I was there. I was physically there, but I wasn't enjoying my everyday life and I wasn't able to participate with all of the things that the kids were doing. I wasn't able to go on the playground with the kids. And now I can. And, I was paddleboarding with Anthony and he wanted to go on a late night paddleboard excursion. And I was able to be like, okay, we've had the full day, but I'm going to go ahead and go. And we paddleboarded another 45 minutes upstream to say that we did it. Right. And I was so excited that I was able to do it with him, not just be there and watch him.
Of course, you didn't get up when he said that he went for a swim at midnight.
Yes.
That was too cold for me.
That was way too cold in the temperature. And I love the springs because you can see what's around you. And now when it's dark in a campground, it is dark. It is pitch black dark. So that's a little too scary for me.
Oh, see, Juju said you can get chicken parm with grilled chicken and a veggie instead of pasta. Never once have I been told no.
That is awesome.
You just have to be bold and ask them, say, hey, listen, I have specific dietary, needs. I can't have sugar. I can't have wheat. And most of the time when you say it that way, in a nice way, they're not going to have any issues.
Well, and I think it's important to, especially if you're, the couple of restaurants in your local town or where you're going to go, there's a couple of restaurants right around here. That's usually like a go-to spot, when I meet people from church or whatever. And I use Yelp, make sure that you use that and see what their menu looks like. And also don't be afraid to call ahead of time.
That's right.
And they'll answer questions. And then that way you don't have to have any weirdness at the table even.
Yeah. Next one is from Demo.
Hey, Demo. When y'all were talking about the need to love oneself, a quote from the movie Pretty Woman came to mind. It's the one that says the bad stuff is easier to believe.
That's right.
That's so true. It takes more effort and consistency to replace that easy to believe bad stuff with good messages. Sometimes it takes surrounding yourself with people who are sending out positive messages like yourselves and your subscribers. Thank you for all you do. I especially enjoy your Keto on the Couch videos because you share so many good stories. Thanks so much for that.
Yeah, and again, that's like the whole focus of the book we're reading. And again, I just kind of go down comments, but that is the whole idea of the book that we're reading from Joyce Meyer, Get Your Hopes Up, because it's all about it's okay to hope. It's okay to want things, but we have to put our mind there because it's so easy to go negative. As a matter of fact, the part we were reading today was talking about that. Okay, so the first step is to get rid of negativity, but there's a second step.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we're like, okay, I'm not going to be negative, but we forget to replace that negativity with a positive statement.
Yeah, because there's a giant void there.
Right.
You've got to fill that with something, or you will fill it with something negative. I think you have to be very proactive about that.
Yep. Becky keeps saying the video is frozen, but it does say we have excellent connection. So I'm wondering if it's on her end.
Yeah, looks like it's just skipping.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because we have an excellent connection.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is from Kimberly.
Hey, Kimberly.
Kimberly said, hey guys, love you and both your channels. I'm fairly new here and was thinking back to your BBB&E challenge. Was wondering when you realized you were under eating, were you also tired? I do carnivore 99% of the time, but lately I've been feeling really tired. I was wondering if I'm not getting enough protein. I think that we realized we were under eating when we started just eating normally, and we were under eating out of fear,
right?
Because we were afraid to gain weight. Now we eat whenever we want.
It's kind of nice.
We're either losing or we're maintaining. I mean, the scale is for me hovering right around that 193, 194. Rachel is hovering around like
154,
155. You know, but again, the whole purpose of this month is we're not worrying about losing weight. We're worrying about just staying keto, going through the holidays, and then kind of focusing on, hey, I want to lose some more weight come January. As far as feeling tired, we were always tired. First of all, we were never getting enough sleep. Then add that in with not having enough nutrition. One of the things that I find when I'm tired is either A, my protein, I'm not eating enough, or B, my electrolytes are low.
Yes.
Electrolytes have a lot to do with your energy, so make sure you're getting all your electrolytes.
Well, and I think that when it's not the summer months, especially now, like we reach for a hot beverage with no electrolytes in it way more than we reach for a cold beverage that does have electrolytes in it. So make sure you're, using the Keto Chow drops if you're not drinking as much water, or get the tablets so that you can take it like a pill if you need to.
You can use Element.
There's lots of difference, but you've got to get it in.
Yep. Next one is from Irene.
Hi, Irene. I found you guys while you were doing your BBB&E. Y'all are so much the everyday guy and gal, so I feel so comfortable watching your videos. I lost about 50 pounds a few years ago before a knee replacement. I found keto and it worked for me. Had my knee replacement, but after a few years gained the weight back. Have been watching videos on keto and low carb. Adding 2KK to that list is helping me keep to this way of eating. Thanks so much for your upbeat and informative post. Feel so much better, can move around so much better, less joint pain, and feel that my future is looking up. I'm 70 years old and hope to get to a new phase of life, not older, but better. That is so good, Irene.
Wow.
That is
awesome. I was
awesome.
just looking, Becky was saying it was an issue.
But oh, okay. Seems like it's okay now.
Yeah, it looks like it's moving. So I don't know what's going on. It's YouTube. You never know with YouTube.
We think at Monday morning at 10 a.m. that there won't be a problem, but you never know.
Next one is from Deborah.
Hey, Deborah.
Deborah said, I've gone back and started watching old Keto on the Couch, episode 63. Joe asked about bidets, and I've had one for over 20 years, the Toto brand, and I wouldn't do without it. Our RV even has a bidet.
I'm so jealous.
It is so wonderful to be clean all the time. The Toto died, and it wasn't 2 days before another one was shipping and on its way. My son installed it very easy, and I was back in business. No more personal wipes to deal with. I don't believe they are flushable. So Rachel, don't knock it till you try it. Costco even had them on sale in their circular. Word of advice, get the Toto brand if you don't want the first shot of water to be too cold. Toto is always warm. First time, every time. Just my 2 cents from a long time
Deborah.
user.
Yeah, I absolutely love our bidet now. I mean, for a long time I was like, ew. One thing, I didn't even want to think about that. Right? I'm like, ooh, I don't want to think about that we need a device like that.
And you do use less toilet paper because now you really only need toilet paper to dry yourself. We have that one with the air dryer. I don't. It's like 3 minutes of like, I still feel like I'm wet.
I know, right?
But no, we absolutely love it. Now we bought the kind, I forgot the brand. I'll put it in the description afterwards. We bought it off of Amazon. It was a high name brand, but we bought the one because people have messaged us. Well, I don't have room for a bidet. We bought the one that goes on your toilet seat.
Yes.
And I actually like that.
I like that one.
I don't remember the one that we got. I want to say we paid like $300 for it. But here's the thing. If that breaks, I can replace that.
Not the whole
toilet. If you
toilet.
buy the $1,500 all-in-one like toilet that they use in a lot of countries instead of toilet paper, those are expensive. And if it breaks, now you have a $1,500 replacement. So I like the one that we have. The only issue was I had to install electric next to the toilet because it required electric. Some of the ones don't even require electric, but we wanted the nice fancy one. But,
battery?
Huh? No, they just use water and stuff.
Like
they don't use all the extra stuff.
You control a faucet.
Yeah, but that is definitely something I would never, ever, ever not have one
Joe,
again.
Today is also Heath's mom's birthday.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to your mom, Heath.
Okay, let's take a quick commercial break and come back with the Facebook comments.
Joe!
What?
Get in here.
I'm not going to let you live that down. Because you always tell me, like, hey.
And I'm like, Joe. Now, okay, so my parrot, I'm sure I've discussed this before, but our parrot has captured one moment in my mothering, and we've got 70 years with this bird.
Right.
And it will forever. You have where you can hear my little children's cute little voice, mom, 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 and then you hear me, what?
And he says that all the time.
Yeah.
He says it all
the time.
Okay, first comment on Facebook is from Becca.
Hey, Becca.
Becca wants to know, does strained bacon grease need to be refrigerated? Yes and no. So I do not keep it refrigerated, but I go through it a lot. So they really say if you're going to keep it on the counter for more than a month, you should refrigerate it because it can go rancid. Definitely don't keep it. If you're keeping it on the counter, it should be in a dark container. So I use a metal bacon grease container that has a strainer on top. Same one that Caleb actually emptied out on me one day. But so you can pour the stuff in, it gets all the little bits, and then you have fresh bacon grease down below. And then what you can do is scoop that out and put it in the refrigerator if it's going to use it, if it's going to be a while before you use it. If you're using it all the time, don't worry about it. But if you're only going to use it once in a blue moon, you should refrigerate it so that it doesn't go as rancid. I'll leave a link down below for that bacon grease container we have because I love it.
Thanks, Teresa.
Teresa, thank you very much for the $10 super chat or $9.99 super chat. Said, happy birthday, Joe. Have a great day.
It's going to be a great day and a whole great month because look what I found at a thrift store.
What'd you get?
This week. Oh. Christmas movie trivia for Joe's delights. This is the gift that keeps on giving with every car trip.
Next one is from Kathy.
Hey, Kathy, hoping for guidance. I lost 30 pounds in 2 months. I'm so happy, got 40 to go. Here's my problem. Due to health issues, my top and majority of bottom teeth have to come out and I get dentures. How do I continue keto while learning to eat with dentures? They recommend mashed potatoes and other no-nos. Any advice?
Here's my number one advice. Use Keto Chow during your healing process. I actually have partial dentures that need to come out and they need to be replaced. And I actually have an old bridge where it doesn't sit right anymore and food gets caught up in there. And my plan is to just tell them, take those 2 teeth out and add to my dentures. And that's what I'm going to do is come that time, I'm just going to drink Keto Chow. You could also make custards. Mm-hmm. We have the Keto Chow custard. The Maria Emmerich egg pudding would be great. So you want those soft foods. Well, if you're eating the Maria Emmerich egg pudding, use scrambled eggs because that's a game changer. Once we learned that from Chris, that was a game changer because no more farty smell and I don't have to peel hard-boiled eggs. That's always a plus. But you're getting a bunch of protein. You're getting all of your eggs. So if you do that and then add in some electrolytes and things like that, you'll be able to get through your healing process.
That season.
Yeah. But any of those soft kind of foods and stuff like that, but that would be good.
About how long did it take you to kind of get used to your dentures?
A couple weeks.
Yeah,
it was
2 or
a couple
3
weeks. Yeah, but the problem is one side doesn't have a clasp, so it just kind of had to sit there, and I don't like a lot of those denture adhesives and stuff like that. But those are the best thing. Keto chow, and then things like the Maria Emmerich egg pudding. You can use our custard recipe, which I'm going to make that custard in the sous vide oven and see how it comes out, because we shouldn't need a water bath if we do that.
Oh, nice.
Next one is from Jen.
Hey, Jen. She says, had a shower thought today. All my best thoughts are in the shower. We've talked about that. Non-scale victory from eating clean keto. Less time overall in the bathroom. You're so right. Less time on the toilet. Showers are quicker because less surface area to clean.
Yep.
Drying off. Less nooks and crannies to dry off. Brushing your teeth is quicker because less plaque and sugar build up. Heck, since you're spending less time and making less mess in there, it's probably a little quicker to clean too. Who wants to spend more time in the bathroom? Jen!
Isn't that true?
I have never thought about that. I mean, I have thought about shaving my legs, that there's less surface area, and so that goes quicker. But yeah, you are so right. Less time drawing off, less time applying lotion, less time in there altogether.
It was funny because even the teeth
super
thing,
smart.
I have really bad teeth. I mean, really bad teeth. I'm missing like 15 teeth they're replaced with partial dentures. But even when I was young, I had really bad teeth. They said I had very soft enamel. And so it always caused me to need root canals no matter what I would do. Brush 5 times a day, whatever I would do. Since going keto, I have not had one cavity.
Me neither.
Not one. And I don't think I'd ever been to the dentist prior where I didn't have 2 or 3 or them say, hey, you need a root canal. But this is the first time in my life where I haven't had any pain. I haven't had abscesses or any of that kind of stuff.
Well, and you have to think about that in terms of money too. It is expensive to go to the dentist.
Why do you think I have partial dentures? And they're like, well, you can get an implant at $5,000 or you can get partials for $600.
Yeah.
I'll take the partials.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is a huge money saving thing. And when we go there, it's not like you have to come back multiple times for cleanings and stuff like that, because and my gums were receding and now they're not.
Yeah. Next one is from Becky.
Hey, Becky.
Becky said, today marks 11 months on this keto journey. I've gained so much during this time. It is remarkable, both in health and in life in general. I know I'm only halfway there, but if you had told me on December 3rd, 2020, this is where I would be, I wouldn't have been able to believe you. I would have told you I wouldn't even be here. Today, I hit 71 pounds down, and I feel like my goal of 75 pounds lost in a year is attainable.
That's so good.
I also truly believe that with some more time, my diabetes will completely reverse, and I will have a full life again.
I believe that too. And I mean, that is amazing, Becky. That is amazing success. And think about where that's giving it 1 year, just 1 year. I mean, think about what can happen in a year. You've had 51 of them.
Yeah.
One of them to have so much big change is awesome.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Mary has a comment up here. It says, I have bad teeth too, Joe, but since keto, my mouth never hurts anymore. It used to ache 24/7.
What is a reason to stay on keto? Just keep it keto. How about going into the next year without tooth pain?
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
I cannot explain the amount of pain. Like, I finally got to the point one day where I went in, and I always had a bad history with dentists where they did bad work and stuff. And I went in one day and I'm like, just pull them all. And Rachel went with me and had to hold my hand through the pulling of 7 teeth.
I didn't think I was going to get through it.
The Novocaine wore off, and she's like, I can't give you any more legally. You're at the max. So the last 2 had to come out with no Novocaine. And since then, I discovered keto about 6 months later. And
that was the worst day. When you say like for better or for worse in your marriage, that was the worst. Just seeing him in that much pain was, talk about, I will stay keto if I don't have to see you in that kind of pain anymore.
Right.
Like that, it is worth it to me because that was horrible.
Next one is from Hiki.
Hey, Hiki. Does anyone else feel like their eating is emotional? Yes. Keto has definitely helped my cravings, but I still overeat a lot, especially at night and when I'm super stressed with taking care of my parents while working a full-time job. Has anyone tried any kind of therapy that helps with the emotional side of things? Well, I definitely think that it is important to seek out therapy if you feel like you need it. I think
was just
it's
going to
worth
recommend
the investment.
follow Abby from House of Keto, because she really talks about therapy and how therapy got her through her issues.
I have definitely had to take an inventory of things that I enjoy doing and have those listed out for times when I want to relieve some stress with food, because I am also an emotional eater, and I will pull out my list and do one of the things on my list. So if I would like a bubble bath and it is 3:00 in the afternoon, fine. That's what I need to do in order for me to not put my stress into eating. If I need to go for a walk, if I need to go make myself a nice and pretty cup of coffee, like there's other things that I can do that's not eating, but you have to have a replacement.
Yeah, you need to find a distraction. For example, for me, I tend to want to eat if I'm A, driving, or B, I'm working late at night on my computer. So I find something to help. What Dr. Cybers calls it a bridge, to bridge that emotional response. So I'll always sit with a drink. Sometimes it's a Diet Coke, sometimes it's water, sometimes it's a Zip Fizz or an electrolyte drink. And to me, anything would be better than me getting up and eating, especially at 2:00 in the morning, because, again, every time you eat, you do cause an insulin reaction. And the best time for your body to be losing weight is at night. And I'll be up at 2:00 in the morning. And now I want a snack. Well, now I'm kind of ruining that whole natural built-in, fasting period that you have when you're supposed to be sleeping.
I have little notes to myself that's all over the house. Like, we say to do that, and I do that. And sometimes in really challenging times, especially if it hits me in the evening, I will just do a little encouragement walk through my house, reading all of the Post-it notes that I have throughout my house to remind myself, that I can do hard things, and like to reposition me to my why.
Next one is from Katrina.
Hey, Katrina.
Katrina said, sous vide help. I know Joseph and Rachel have reinforced the reference the reusable silicone plastic-free bags they use for sous vide, and I'm on the hunt. Anyone have a link for this type of less toxic sous vide bag? I've managed to eliminate so many toxins from our home, cleaners, personal care, fragrances, and the idea of cooking and or storing in plastic is unacceptable. Thanks in advance. I put a link for them down below, and I put this comment in here because this is really a passion of ours.
Yeah.
Please stop cooking in plastic. So you guys we're really focusing on our health and not just losing weight, but getting our health in. And when you start studying what plastic do to us, you will quickly stop. It's one thing to store in plastic in the refrigerator, but don't reheat in plastic. That plastic puts all kinds of chemicals into our food. Phytoestrogens, it lowered testosterone in men. It can cause breast cancer for women. That's why we have a Berkey for our water. We just got rid of having plastic bottles and the warmer it is, the worse it is. So you think about, we would get water in plastic bottles, store it in the car for a day, and now you're drinking it, or in the garage. And even if you're immediately bringing it in the house, how long is it sitting in that truck, especially during the summer? So that's why we did that. And we've just slowly, we love our lock and lock. But the problem is over time, those lock and locks, they kind of get dirty and they pick up food colors.
Yeah.
So we've just slowly been getting rid of those, and we've replaced them with glass lock and lock.
And they're affordable.
Either from lock and lock itself, or we just got a set at BJ's. It was like $18. And everything now goes into glass. It's the best way to reheat, and it honestly is the best way to store stuff. Next one is from Marilyn.
Hey, Marilyn, has anyone cooked a pork belly in the oven? I like the way Joe's pork belly seems so tender. I've cooked some pork belly in the air fryer. It's a little tough. Since I don't have a smoker, hoping I can get some good results from the oven.
So anytime you see me doing a low and slow on a smoker, you can do that in your oven. So for example, you want to do a pork belly, smoke it like a brisket.
Smoke it like a brisket.
You can put it in your oven. Again, put it in at the lowest setting, or, you can anywhere between 170 and 225, 250 degrees. Put it in there. Just let it go till you get an internal temperature of about 165 degrees. Then take it out, wrap it in aluminum foil, either with a boat or all the way around, and put it back in until you get an internal temperature of about 205. You're going to get that same tenderness.
Yeah.
The only thing you're not going to get is the smoke flavor. You can add some liquid smoke, but I'm not a big fan of
The
that.
Redmond
or you
smoked
can
salt.
get some smoked salt. Unfortunately, Redmond is still sold out of that because it's made in small batches.
I was going to say there is one gentleman that makes all of it for the entire company. So that's why when we say like get it while the getting's good, that's why we mention it.
They
so
did say they're going to be bringing it back, but again, it's a slow process to make it. Move over because I can't take the fact that we're not centered.
This way?
Yes. Next one is from Victoria.
Hey, Victoria, have been keto for 3 weeks. I eat BBB and E daily and have had a keto chow for breakfast about 4 days of the past 21. I have 2 to 4 little scoops of Redmond's Relight flavored electrolytes in a half gallon to a gallon of water each day. I am steadily gaining weight daily, anywhere from 0.4 to over a pound each morning, and my ankles are very swollen by the end of every day. I thought that the body was supposed to release water first, hence the electrolytes. Should I stop adding them and just drink plain water? I'm 5'3", 334 pounds, and have been eating on average 3/4 to a pound of ground beef, 8 to 12 slices of bacon, and a stick, 4 ounces of Kerrygold butter each day, plus drinking the Relight water. I can't do OMAD because I previously had VSG surgery, so my stomach is quite small. I break up the meals to 2 to 3, depending on the day and how hungry I feel. Am I doing something wrong? My clothes are not fitting looser. In fact, the waistband of my normally comfy leggings are starting to leave red marks on my skin and cut off circulation. I am so sad.
Okay, first of all, we are not doctors or nurses or health professionals or anything like that. And anything we talk about is on our own, based on what we've experienced and also studying we've done. Reading this, first of all, it's just not possible for you to be gaining a pound of fat a day. Not eating, if you're eating like a true BBBE kind of thing. It sounds to me like you're probably taking in too many electrolytes. You're eating a tremendous amount of sodium just in that bacon. And then if you're doing 2 to 4 servings of Redmond a day or any of those, that's 1,000 milligrams of sodium in each one of those. So if you add in all the bacon and if you're putting salt on your food, you're probably at like 8,000 or 9,000 milligrams of sodium a day. I'd try cutting back on your electrolytes for a couple of days and see what happens.
Yeah.
I always say it's hard to overdo electrolytes, which it is, but it's not hard to overdo the sodium, and you got to find that fine line. Most of us fall in to be somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000 milligrams of sodium a day if you just are left to your own devices. And I was just reading this one study about sodium because people still think that sodium is going to increase your blood pressure. And I was just reading this one study about how, they recommend 2,000 milligrams or 2,300 milligrams, which is ridiculously low. And at the end of the study, they found the people who were eating 3,500 to 4,500 milligrams of sodium a day, their blood pressure was lower than the people who were eating 2,300 milligrams, which is kind of crazy. And the lower blood pressure were the people who were on the higher end of that spectrum, up at like 4,500 milligrams. But I have done that. I have overdone sodium, and if you're getting swelling in your ankles and all that, you're probably just overdoing sodium. So maybe cut back on that a little bit. See how it goes. If you are, as soon as you cut back within a day or two, you're going to get a big whoosh of water coming out.
Yeah, you should.
Next one is from Annette.
Hey, Annette. This is funny. I'm down 4 pounds on the scale since the 4-day weekend started. I only weighed as an inflammation marker. The only difference has been not going to work, proving once again my nutrition is on point and I am allergic to working. I think that's true.
It is. Well, here's the thing. Work can bring stress. Stress increases cortisol. Cortisol affects your weight. It's the same thing with sleeping. On a night when I get a good 6 to 8 hours of sleep, I wake up, the scale is down. On a night where I get 3 to 4 hours of sleep, I wake up. You're distracting my train of thought. My weight is up or at the same.
This is what we got to bring to work sometimes.
Yep.
No drama llama. The drama that, like, if we internalize the drama, then it's just going to spike our cortisol.
Mary had a comment, said, my dentist wanted me to get implants. I said, no. I said, I can't afford to buy me a house. Why would I want to buy you a house?
Pull those suckers out. I know. We thought about it too because he's got like so many.
Right.
But yeah, it was just like, no, we will have to sell like everything we own.
Yep.
And still probably not have enough for it.
Next one is from Artie.
Hey, Artie.
Artie put up this little meme. It says, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, but what you do consistently.
That is so good. You know, when I consistently ate terrible, I successfully gained weight.
That's right.
Every single time. I put all of my energy into doing things that are terrible, and I was successful.
And that applies to keto. You know, we get messages from people all the time. Well, I'm doing good. I only go off of keto 1 or 2 days a week. Well, that's not being consistent. You know, we need to be consistent. And, you know, it takes time for your body to recover when you start reintroducing carbs. And so if you're going to do this where I'm going to eat carbs 1 or 2 days a week, well, now it's going to take 2 days for your body to recover from that. And the best thing to do is just be consistent. You know, we put this weight on. We should give ourselves at least twice as much time that it took to put it on to try to take it off.
I used to play that game of like, can I have a couple of days? It was usually the weekend at that time, like a couple of days of chaos and 5 days of doing things good.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened is that like you were trying to balance it and keep it, you know, the even. And what would happen was I would only put on 1 pound a week. Well, after 52 weeks of doing that, I successfully put on 50 pounds because I was playing that game. And honestly, the days that were not the chaos days, the days that I was trying to stay on plan, whatever that health plan was, I usually felt deprived and I was only looking ahead at the days of chaos. I wasn't even enjoying the days that I was living like and being good. Those were like just days I had to, you know, power through to get to my couple days of chaotic eating.
Next one is from Quiet Storm.
Hey, Quiet Storm.
They said the winter holiday season can lead to SAD, seasonal affective disorder, for many of us. For me, the best defense against this is getting out and getting a morning walk. The sun on my face lifts my spirits and the walk sets my mood and helps me make a plan for the day. Winning can be so much more than a number on the scale. Staying keto is awesome because it holds the door open for a better, more fulfilling life.
How great.
Thanks so much, Joe and Rachel, for creating and shepherding this great keto community. Caring and compassion really are the missing pieces to a successful way of life. I'm happy to be a 2KK.
Wow. Thank you, Quiet Storm, for that. What a beautiful thought that, you know, how nice do you feel, especially during the holidays? Like a lot of times people are more sensitive to this. They're noticing who's behind me and let me keep the door open for them.
Right.
And when someone holds the door open for you and you get to pass through, don't you feel so special? Like somebody saw me, they waited for me. I mean, sometimes I will feel bad if I feel like I'm too far away and they've got to hold the door open for a long period of time. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Just close it. You know, basically what I'm saying is I'm not worth it. We need to stay keto, hold the door open for ourselves. We're going to feel special. We're not going to feel like we're deprived. We're going to feel like we are putting ourselves first. Hold the door open and don't worry about it. Don't worry like, oh, close it because I'm not worth sticking to this. No, you totally are worth sticking to this. That's awesome.
Let's get into some of the chat because we have a little bit of time. I know you need to go get a white elephant gift for the gift exchange tonight.
What do you think is a good...
We need a gag gift under $25.
Yep.
We've got a good gift, but we each have to bring one. So every year we like to bring a gag gift because it's just funny. The staff always brings, there's always some gag gifts. One year we brought a squatty potty and said, this is going to be the funniest gift ever.
We weren't the only ones.
3 people brought a squatty potty. And then everybody was fighting over squatty potties. Then one year somebody brought a I was thinking hamster. Rachel's like, we cannot do a hamster.
Somebody brought a pet last year.
2 years in a row we had pets, right? Somebody had a goldfish one year and I don't remember what last year's was.
It was a beta fish.
Oh, it was a beta fish. So any ideas under $25, really good gag gift that either everybody's going to want to fight for or everybody's going to want to get rid of.
What do you think?
That's what I'm looking for.
What do we need to bring? Because I got to go shopping for it.
Okay, so Sheena said, I'm off 13 medications. Thank God.
Wow, that's incredible.
Amazing.
And here's the thing, because we get this all the time. I can't do keto because it's so expensive. How much did even just your copay for 13 medicines cost? Because one medicine that Joe used to be on was $150 a month.
Yeah, that was my arthritis medication. And that was after insurance.
That's $150 back into like
a ribeye budget.
A ribeye budget, a snorkeling excursion that now we can do. Like that is a lot of money.
Yep. Pat said, same here. No cavities. Dennis says I'm boring now.
I love that. I hope you all are all boring moving forward at the dentist office. I because you used to sit down at in the dentist chair.
I can't even say that.
Oh, okay. There's we would go to the dentist and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, come in here. You got to check this out," to another person working there. It's like, we're not those people anymore.
Yeah. Sheena said, I started out with a Recti practitioner. It helped so much. I became one.
Oh, how cool.
Or Reiki practitioner.
Yeah.
Sorry. Becky said, if you need devotional ideas, hit me up on social media and I can give you some suggestions.
Cool.
A keto mom. Let's see. Becky said, 244 people watching,
Thanks
only 96
so
likes. Please hit the like. That reminds me. We're going to talk about what we're supposed to do with that.
Oh, yeah. What should we do with it?
We're going to give that creamy away. So starting next week, on what date?
December 9th?
December 9th? No.
Yeah, the 12 days of keto, you mean?
Is it December 9th?
Starts December 9th.
Oh, I thought it was December 11th.
Sorry.
I don't know why. So
December 9th through the 20th.
December 9th, we will be doing the 12 days of keto, where we will be live streaming.
It's the third annual one.
Every single night, and each day will be sponsored by a company where we will be doing a giveaway. And one of the 12 days of keto will be sponsored by us, where we will be giving away that Ninja Creamy. So here's what you need to do to win the Creamy. On every video, starting with this one today, not in the chat, but in the comments, every video between now and the day that we sponsor one of the 12 days of keto, which day is that? I haven't decided yet. So you're just going to have to watch them all. You're going to leave a comment in every single video and hit the like button in every video between now and that day. And then we will randomly choose a video on that day and pick a winner from there. Now, that will only be for videos, not live streams other than Keto on the Couch.
That's right.
So like the Thursday night live stream, don't worry about that one. The 12 Days of Ketos ones, those are going to be separate comments to win those. So just in our regular videos, like there's a video coming out tomorrow, a video coming out Wednesday, and we will kind of remind you guys, leave a comment in all those videos and hit the like button, and then we're going to randomly pick one, just like we did with the Blackstones, and we're going to give that Ninja Creamy away.
Yeah.
Sheila says, do you take communion at church, and how does that affect ketosis?
We take
communion
every
day.
Single day, and we just take it and we don't worry about it.
Yep. We just never worry about it.
Just regular communion.
Yep. Maria said, I can't find pork belly in the stores here. If you have a Costco, go to check in Costco.
I saw some at Sam's.
Sam's Club sells them. BJ sells them. Or find a local Scam Likely.
I know
we've gotten
like 40, because we're not sure, like, is it Becky saying that we have no service,
right,
or like, is it Scam Likely? And it's Scam Likely mostly.
Asian markets a lot of times will have pork belly.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to find a really good one. And recently a subscriber, Rachel, was like, I don't like that idea. But they told us a good tip. If you're looking for a pork belly to smoke it like a brisket. Or you just like a lot of meat on your bacon, when you go in, they're going to be in a refrigerated section. Hold it from the middle and see how much it bends. The more stiff it is, that means that it's got more fat, which means
the one I want.
Less meat. But you want to have some meat in your pork belly, because remember, the fat's going to get nice and rigid. So you want to look for one that gives a little bit of bend, because then you're going to know there's a bunch of meat. I thought it was a great tip, and I never even thought about that.
It's a great tip, but I want to use it the opposite way.
Mary said, our HomeWire store occasionally has glass bowl sets and lids for $10 or less. I've been stocking up and replacing all my plastic storage. That's where we started. I got the first set at...
was it Ross?
Ross, or one of the... They're all the same.
TJ Maxx.
All of those places. And every time we go in there, I'm always looking for more of those glass things.
But right now, usually
I like the locking lids.
I do too. And lately, there has been a lot of sales at Walmart, Burlington Coat Factory. I've seen one, Sam's Club, Costco, where you get a whole set of them at a cheap thing. It must be something that's like a gift that people give a lot of, gifts for.
Nancy said, just did brisket last night. Put on a Weber grill for about an hour per side. Put it in the oven in Joe's foil boat method for 16 hours.
So glad.
It was great. I discovered that foil boat method from Smoking Bad Barbecue. And I've been doing it with the brisket and with the pork belly, and I love it. And the reason, you can wrap it. So wrapping, it's going to help it cook. The foil boat method just traps the heat in, but it leaves the top exposed, so you get that nice bark on there. And that's why I do that, and I'm really enjoying it. Let's see. Sharon said, I'd be very concerned about blood pressure. Again, go check out the video. We had a link for it a couple weeks ago, but if you go to Dr. Siwas, the carb addiction doc, he had a video about 2 weeks ago about blood pressure and salt. And some of the things you start learning is we've demonized the wrong white crystal.
I love seeing Sharon's face. She's so beautiful.
Sheena said, being a person who had a heart attack 2 years ago and chronic blood pressure, salt does not raise blood pressure. Carbs does, yes. Unfortunately, just a lot of people are still stuck in their own mindset, but slowly doctors are coming across and going like, hey, wait a second. Why are all my patients that have high blood pressure have low sodium?
It just seems so normal coming. It's just like the food pyramid. We've seen it so much. It doesn't matter. That is completely wrong. We've just seen it so much, and we've seen it since we were little kids. So like, yeah, it's trying to get that out of our mind. I love the one that's on Keto Chow's website, the food pyramid.
Yeah. Shannon said, what are your recommendations for the best reasonably priced electrolyte drink? Okay, if you're looking for an electrolyte drink, the only two that I'm ever going to really recommend is Redmond, which I love the Redmond one. I like the taste, and then the Element. We have links for them both down below. The link that we have for Redmond will get you 15% off. The link for Element will get you like a free sampler pack where you just pay $5 for shipping. You can try all the different flavors. If you're looking for the cheapest is going to buy Redmond in a tub. Now, the reason I like those two over anything else is, number one, the ratios of the potassium and magnesium to sodium are spot on. So if you're doing one that just potassium, you're missing your sodium. Though you can salt things, you can easily overdo all of your potassium. Those, you can drink a couple of them a day, depending on how much you're working out or how much sweating you're doing, and you're going to be good. But it's almost half the price if you go with the tub at Redmond versus the Element. That's because Element only comes in sticks.
Right.
You can also buy the Redmond capsules if you don't want a drink mix. But if you're looking to have a flavored drink, I would suggest the Redmond Relight.
Well, you could also
watermelon's my favorite.
The Keto Chow electrolyte drops.
Yeah.
Those are really great too, and you can put them in anything. And we highly recommend Dr. Berry's daily mineral drops also. That
should be a base all the time.
And
that's going to give you your iron.
But that you don't want to put into a drink. You want to cook with it because it's got a strong taste.
Sheena said, I drink snake juice for electrolytes. I make it myself, and you can get a recipe online much
How
cheaper.
Nice.
Let's see. Brian said, it is very satisfying to see two crazy ketos becoming speakers at keto events. As longtime fans, my wife and I, it's great to see them being recognized as trustworthy keto influencers.
Thanks so much, Brian. We appreciate
we are
you guys
speaking
so
at
much.
KetoCon, so you can go ahead and get your tickets if you haven't already. If you use the code 2crazyketos, you'll get 10% off on your tickets.
It is a huge event with lots of vendors. If you're like, boy, I'd like to be in one place with all of the new things, like all of the different products for keto, that's the one to go to because there's so many vendors that go to KetoCon.
Lady Smith said, white elephants are fun. We dig out stuff out of our homes instead of buying. It's hilarious.
That is fun. There is a horse racing toy game that we had started giving within our family, and someone gets that every single year. I honestly don't know who has it right now. I feel like our nephew got it last year, but like, that gets regifted every single year. It's just this really dumb game, but like somebody's getting it.
He said, the squatty potty is awesome. We have one in both of our bathrooms.
We had it for a long time.
But the problem is the way our bathroom is designed, you couldn't open the bathroom door. Like even when you tucked it underneath the toilet, the bathroom door would hit it. And we finally were just like, okay,
forget it.
We're just getting rid of this thing. And I do miss it. Ready, said keto isn't expensive. Fast food overnight is expensive.
Very true. Every night.
It is. So, even if you're buying beef, if beef is expensive, yes. But when you look at not having medications and all of that kind of stuff, you have to look at the whole picture. We get comments all the time like, I think Keto Chow is expensive. Well, you got to remember, Keto Chow is supposed to be a meal replacement. It breaks down to, if you're buying it in the big bag, we actually have a whole video on it. If you buy it in the big bag, it's like $3.50 a meal. what meals can you really eat with all of your nutrition that you need for $3.50? I mean, we bought a cow to try to save money. It was a big investment up front, but we ended up paying $6.50 a pound
for a long time.
Beef, and it's going to last us about 6 to 8 months.
Right.
Rachel said, how about a Fear Factor keto food item?
Yeah. Well, we actually have a Fear Factor family edition that's coming out because we subjected my mother and 2 of our 3 sons to it.
Yeah. Betty, thank you very much for the $10 super chat.
Thanks so much.
Susan said, back from my huddle work meetings, interrupting keto on the couch.
Thanks, Susan.
Mary said, I have a friend fighting out of control, type 2 diabetes. I'm trying to help, but she is resisting, saying too stressful to change. I just don't know what to do. I asked, isn't getting sicker a reason to change?
Yes. Absolutely. The problem is that you're having to deal with an addiction on top of it. So, which stresses you out. So if you're a stress eater like me, I can remember thinking when we were having stroke symptoms, especially me, I was thinking, now I have to deal with this. I have to do something, but I was a stress eater. So it was at the intersection. I've got to do something right now. And also every time I'm stressed out, I want to eat the wrong thing. So it was really like a terrible situation to be in. That's why I think it's important, now is the time. Right. Don't wait. Don't delay. If you're even thinking like you've got one, you're on the fence with keto, do it now. Don't wait until you have that added thing of, well, now I have a health situation that's non-negotiable and right. I have to cut it like cold turkey right now. Yeah. Like do it now.
Rita said, had to stop seeing my weight loss doctor who introduced me to keto. Now life is going the wrong way.
Well,
stick with it.
Yeah.
And make sure you get really active in our Facebook family group and in the comments and along with all of our channel members. And you will definitely be able to stay on track.
Yes.
Just use our family as your support system since you can't see your keto doctor anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blue Dove said you could regift the sugar-free licorice.
Right?
I got some to send y'all, but it got beaten to the punch. Now my son carries it around to basically dare others to try it.
That is the truth. And that black licorice, like now, every single time I think there's a strong taste to something, I think, is it as strong as the Ice Chips black licorice or a clove taste? That clove, oh my gracious. Yeah. Like I can, anytime I think of it, I'm like, must have got like PTSD from it or something. Like I just think of it.
Rita said we switched to glass last year. I love it so much more. I love the glass containers. I mean, I resisted it because space in the cabinets, because you can't stack them as much. But it cleans easier. It doesn't get that disgusting color inside of it.
That right there tells you something is wrong. If every time, when you would put something with tomato sauce.
No tomato sauce in my plastic.
When you would put something, with tomato sauce and heat it up and then it becomes a part of the container, that is a good indicator that something is wrong. Like we should not be doing that.
Rankin Cook Joe said, Joe, would a low-sided pan work the same as a foil boat? The foil boat is better because you want to get it nice and tight up against the sides. The idea is to get that heat right up in there. So when you wrap it, the reason you're wrapping it is to overcome the stall. So if you ever cooked a brisket low and slow or the pork belly, you get to a point and then it stalls. It kind of like our weight loss, right? So you'll get to this 165-degree temperature and then all of a sudden it doesn't want to move. And it could be 2 or 3 hours where it just stays at that temperature. And you're like, what's going on? So the foil traps the heat in there and helps it to overcome the stall. Kind of like keto, where change things up a little bit when you're encountering a stall and then things will move. So when you want to do the boat, you want to have it nice and tight so that all that heat is getting right up into that meat. Sharon said, just to clarify, the person said she had severe swelling. This is concerning for high blood pressure and settling of swelling, not necessarily blaming the salt. Good point. Let's see. Haley said, I'm trying to figure out how to join and have a blue or green name. I want to support more than just being subscribed. Thank you very much. So yeah, people ask us, how can I support Two Crazy Ketos? You can become a Patreon. There's a link for that down below, or you can become a channel member. So there should be, if you go down into the description, I don't know where it is when you're like on a live right now, but right next to the subscribe button, there'll be a button that says join, and then you can join that, and we have a few different levels that you can join. Also, just using any of the links down below, that supports the channel. Same thing with the Amazon link. So if you click on one of our Amazon links
and go buy toilet paper,
go buy something else, that still credits us with like a 0.5% or something. It's just a little bit, but all of that helps us to be able to go on conferences because we have to pay to go to the conferences and stuff.
Yeah.
So even like speaking at the conference, we have to pay for our flight and our hotel and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, all of that really helps support the channel. Stevie said, good morning, everyone. Question, has anyone tried to drink regularly the bottles of sparkling ice drinks? My wife got me one. It says 0 calories and 0 carbs, but I'm highly suspicious.
We have had those before.
We have had them. I'm not a big fan of them, but I know a lot of people do. I think they're sweetened with sucralose, which, again, most people are okay with. Some people aren't. I have no reactions to it, and I absolutely love it, especially because it's such a tiny amount in there.
Right.
If you ever buy the liquid and you start putting just one drop in,
you'll realize how little
there is there. And I know there's a study that talks about how it like causes, you know, problems with your gut biome. If you go read that research, and Chris actually has it linked on the Keto Chow website, the amount that they were giving those rats, and oh, by the way, we're not rats. It was astronomical. Like I actually did. He's got a comparison thing on there. For me to have the amount of sucralose that they were giving those rats, I would have to drink 93 keto chows a day.
That is not a good survey of like the facts. That's not a good experiment because that is you have not taken into account the ratio of like people size to rat size.
Becky said, I have fart spray that hasn't been used.
Oh, wow. So we could bring as like a white elephant gift?
What is that? Oh, you can get that stuff that you like.
Yeah. Poopery. That stuff is awesome. P.S.
Betty said, I love you too. You make my heart smile. Sitting here recuperating from knee replacement. Enjoy all of your videos.
I am so sorry that you're going through that, but I'm excited for your life ahead. I have a dear friend that just recently had a double knee replacement, and I love seeing her now post recovery, getting back into her life and just knowing that like, because she had the bone on bone situation on her knees, and just seeing her get up and down without pain is just a joy to my heart.
Yep. Sheena said, when they hit rock bottom, they will change it. Did for me, not being able to get out of bed. I felt like that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes that's what it takes. You have to just hit rock bottom. And the way you're going to be able to inspire them and help them along is, number one, keep doing what you're doing on your own journey, and they'll see it working and eventually make the change on their own. And then when they do decide to make that change, you can be there to hold their hand through it. But sometimes it's just like a drug addict or an alcoholic. They have to discover on their own that they're a drug addict or an alcoholic.
Well, and you cannot take on the stress of keeping them on track. That is too much. It's hard enough doing me.
Yeah.
The only person that I have taken on that kind of like, it's not a burden, but like just thinking about like, I want her to stay on track is my mom.
Right.
That's the one person in life like that I really want her to stay keto, and I'm willing to like have a fight about it. But there are so many people in my life and people I meet every day that I know could benefit from keto, but I also know I cannot take on the burden of wanting it for them.
Right.
That will just exhaust my own willpower, and I won't probably be successful anyway.
Right.
You know, when you're wanting somebody to, you know, change in some way, you can't make it happen. I remember when the kids were in middle school and I was praying like, Lord, you've got to give them ambition as far as for studying, because I wanted to have the ambition for them, and all it did was drain my energy, and they were doing the same thing until for themselves, they decided, okay, I want to be ambitious in this area. I want to do better in school. It took them wanting it.
Yeah. Cindy said, where can I find scrambled egg substitution information for the Maria Emmerich pudding? It's real simple. Instead of hard boiling them, scramble them.
But like
we
a
actually
soft
did it in
scramble.
one vlog. So just scramble them. I do it with no butter or anything on the Blackstone electric griddle, but just scramble 10 eggs, put it in there. You don't have to do a super hard scramble. The whole idea is getting them basically cooked, but that's all you have to do. The only difference is literally scramble them instead of hard boil them.
Yeah.
Christina said, I've been off keto for the past month, and every time I try to get back on, I mess up again, being the only person in my house. Keto. It's so hard. It
is hard. You know, making a decision for anything is hard, especially if you're not the only one. But I try to think about, there is an Olympic gymnast in a home place, and they're the only Olympic gymnast.
Right.
Right. And so it is hard, and they have things that they have to do that the other people in their household don't. But you know what? The win is something that no one else will experience. And I have to keep that like in my mind, that I may be the only person at this event that is staying keto, but I'm also the only person at this event who feels the way I do at my age.
Yep. It's almost 11:15. Keto Chow's going to start their live stream. So we got one more. Maria said, I'm going to check Sam's and Costco for pork belly hourly. They have it in my area. I want to make it for Christmas. Joe, I don't have a smoker. What is the best way to cook it? Again, like I said earlier, just the same exact way I cook it in the smoker. If you're going to cook if you want to cook a pork belly like a brisket,
smoke it like a brisket.
If you're going to cook a pork belly like a brisket, 300 degrees in your oven till an internal temperature of 165 degrees. Wrap it. It's only going to, pork belly is going to take you about 4 hours. Also, after you're done, rest it for at least an hour. That's going to give you the best flavor and allow all the juices to stay in there. And Heather said, is there a substitute for powdered egg whites? I've tried it without, obviously failed. I used to use the powdered egg whites. They are expensive. We just like it that way. We use the powder, and I use the regular. For her bread, I use the regular eggs and just add in the extra powdered egg whites because number one, it's cheaper, and number two, less of a chance of it failing for me.
Right.
Okay, we are going to get off because Keto Chow is having their live stream starting right now. We do appreciate everybody for joining us. Don't forget about our weekly live stream, which will be back this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Everybody have a great week.
We love you.